YouTube, how you doing? Shank here, bringing you another video, fourth video in this series, and really I'm just following right after the third one because I was like, thumbnails. People need thumbnails for their YouTube videos. It makes the videos stand out, kind of catches that viewer's eye when they're searching for something. So the better thumbnail you have, the better chance you have of that person clicking on that video, in my opinion. So it's all subjective, but I wanted to at least show you a couple ways on how to do it. I'm going to hide my RX, my webcam, and my border just so we can kind of see the whole view of what's going on. So in your gameplay, you may have something, you know, a certain area or something you want a thumbnail, like export that image. And to do that, I added my Spider-Man gameplay here just because it's a little better quality. But from there, we see we're at the edit portion. I want to go to the color. And as you can see, here's all the clips in my media pool. Right here. So essentially what I can do here is I can press play, I can skip around. Let's just play this. And then maybe that's what I want right there, this image right here. So I stopped it by hitting spacebar. I'm going to select grab still. Okay, so when I right clicked and hit grab still, you can see I'm in my media pool right now. I want to go to my gallery, and here's that still right here. Now it's a little weird because it'll actually start playing like a little sequence of what we have here. But essentially the still is the picture that we see right here. So pay no attention to what's, you know, it's actually playing, but we're going to want to right click and we're going to export that image. So we have it wants to save it as a DPX, which is a DaVinci Resolve thing. We don't want that. You either want to save it as a JPEG or a PNG file. I would say PNG file, Spider-Man thumbnail. Okay, and again, this is saving to the pictures folder on my PC. So I'm going to save it. All right. So there's two ways we can go about this. I'm going to show you kind of two different things. I'm going to go a little in-depth on one because I think it's really easy to use. And then if you guys want to, you can use a different thing. So this first one is the one I'll go in and how to do it. And it's called Pixlr. I don't know. But essentially, if you go to Pixlr, Pixlr.com, you're brought to this page. And you can click on, we'll try the Pixlr editor. And then we can go to open image, and we'll go and find, okay, there's my Spider-Man thumbnail right there. So we see this here. If you wanted to, I mean, you could crop even your webcam out right here by this. You know, and create that. So we have that layer right there. And then, you know, we always want to, you can see there, since we cropped it, we can go to back here, and that's good. So, you know, we always want to add text, right? So we'll go to this text. We'll hit add new text. We'll double click here. Well, actually, we'll do Spider-Man for a title. And as you see here, you know, not the greatest font, but they have different fonts here. We'll go, you can, you know, kind of has the examples of what it is. I'll start scrolling until something really pops out at me that I like. I like that juvenile kind of. I mean, you have a great selection here, especially for something free to use here. So let's just use this one. This is kind of bubbly, kind of not. I like it. Nice and strong font, it looks like. You can then go to colors right here. So if we wanted to change the color, I'm going to, what is this? I mean, Spider-Man, let's think red. And then let's make the size a little bigger because it's kind of going to be the title portion of it. And see how I made it larger, but it's cut off? You just have to extend these right here. And then we can move this right here. Actually, let's go right here. And then line spacing, you can, if you have 2 lines, you can mess with it there. Letter spacing is what I was looking for. You know, we can smash it up, make it closer, all that jazz. And then here's kind of the cool little effects you can have on this. So background, you may use it, you may not. But you can have a little background. You can kind of select what you want it to look like, different color-wise. Full, maybe it's the word, I don't know. You guys can play with that. I'm not going to use that for here. The number one I think you're going to be using is the outline. So this is cool. So I can do an outline. I can change the color of that. I want it to stand out. So realistically, I want that thing to be white, or possibly black. So let's do, I think in this one it's black, makes it pop out enough. And then you can see here on the right-hand side, I have layers. So if I was to move this layer below, or actually this is locked, so I can't move it. Or I guess I can move that one. You can see that text disappears. So kind of like that same thing with DaVinci Resolve that I was showing, top down. So your background always wants to be your back, and then your layers will be your other text ones. So let's do another text. I'm going to double click. I think this dude's name was Mr. Negative Falls. I'm going to make this text white. Same type of font. I'm going to make it smaller though. And then again, that outline, I'm going to do another black. And then you can even do like the size of it, right? So that right there makes it really stand out, especially with being a black and dark background, right? So there that is right here. I mean, we did that in what, 2 or 3 minutes? By far not the greatest thing you can do with this stuff, but essentially you can just do really cool things. Like if I wanted to select the background layer, right? And I wanted to, let's see, liquefy for some reason. I'm not even sure what this is essentially going to do. You know, maybe I want to liquefy this dude's face. You can do just crazy things right here. I don't really want that. So hopefully it can allow me to go back. Let's see, I can do effects, retro effect. So kind of cool things you can do there. What else is there? You can do details. Maybe I want to sharpen it a little bit. Dehaze. So these are just little subtle things, but pretty cool in terms of if you want to, you know, how far you want to get creative with this thing. So what else is there? Vibrance and color. You know, if you want to change the saturation, maybe the tint I want to go mess with a little bit. And you can see it's only affecting that layer. My 2 text layers are fine. So let's just say we have it all where we want it to be. I guess there's another thing too with like overlays. We can have, you know, something like this there. And then we can add like a transparency effect to it. Stuff like that. So kind of cool. Play around with it. The main thing though is we want to save it. Now when we save it, we can, whatever our file name, we can save it as a JPEG or PNG. Quality, and this will affect file size. So if I go low, it's going to be 18.8. If I go 100, it's going to be 1.2. The big thing to mention here is like when you go to YouTube, I'm signing in under my account. Let's go to that one video that we uploaded. We'll go to YouTube Studio Beta. Videos. And then, let's see, let's go to this one. Close. We'll edit. And then I think we touched on one of the previous videos that once that video is done processing, we can add a thumbnail that it generates. Not really the best, but you can see this custom thumbnail. Now, this is actually good that this showed up, is that we need to verify ourselves in terms of doing a custom thumbnail, but in terms of that, you need 2 megabytes of size or less. So I'm going to do that. Actually, I can't do that because I don't want to give my phone number right here. But essentially, if you have a cell phone or maybe you need to borrow your parents' cell phone, you put that in there. It generates them a link, and then will verify your YouTube account. And then you'll be able to upload a custom thumbnail through this. So it needs to be 2 megabytes or less. And then I think this is just verification, image size and resolution. So 2 megabyte limit, and it has to have a resolution of 1280 by 720. So when I go back to this Pixlr, you know, we're below this right here, and this is at a 1570 by 1080. We're going to type in 1280 by, whoops, save. And we'll do that. It's high, image height, and we'll download that. Now, with that being said, we'll save that JPEG file. And let me go on to my real account that is verified. So here is I'll go to my channel. Let's see, let's go to YouTube Studio Beta again. Excuse me. I'm going to go to videos. And let's just, I think I made this one, this DaVinci Resolve one. It's not part of the series, but it's one that I made my little nephew. I'm just going to click on that. Sorry, not familiar with this. So custom thumbnail. We are going to go. Got to figure out where I saved that at. Come on, where'd you go? This image was saved to the default download folder of your device. Okay, so it's probably in my downloads folder. So I'll go to my downloads folder right here, Spider-Man thumbnail. And you can see that is how it's going to come out as the thumbnail. Now if I was to hit, I can hit save at this point, and then we're good. So you can see the black lines on both sides. That's because we changed it, we cropped it. But essentially, if you had a 1920 by 1080p image still, you could then correctly downsize it to the 1280 by 720. If we go back and we try to save this again, the image, since we cropped it, was 1570 by 1080. So when I do that, what was it? 1250, I think it was. It wants the 1860. And even so there. So it's a little chopped up from there. Let's see if I can change this just to... So I reset it. I applied. So we have that full image again. So I can hit save, and we can see it's 1920 by 1080. So 1280 by 720 is the correct height at there. So I'll just download this again just to that. And then we will go back to the video details. You know, I want to do a new email. I want to change it to this one. And then we can see there that it's that full image right there, and it's correct. So you can see it can be a little bit under the 1280, and it will adjust the size for you. But if I wanted to here, and I'll save it just in case. And now that thumbnail is for this image. And it, you know, again, not the greatest. We didn't spend too much time on it, but just something simple you can use for getting that YouTube video back up. There is another piece of software, or I guess a piece of software that's kind of it's kind of popular, and it's free. It's called GIMP. I think it's GIMP.org. Yes. So GNU Image Manipulation Program, GIMP for short. You can go and hit the download link. It'll take you here. Don't do the BitTorrent one. Just do it directly. It'll be faster. But essentially, you want to download this, run through the installer, kind of the exact same process we've done with the other software installations. And then once you do it, I might do a video on how to do thumbnails on it. But you could just go to YouTube and search GIMP gaming thumbnail. Wow. And then you have this whole list of people teaching you how to do thumbnails with GIMP. I personally do my thumbnails in Adobe Photoshop, so this is a little different. I did mess around with it before making this video and just made a cheesy one, but again, this is just kind of the same thing. It's a layer thing. You get more options and stuff like that, but this probably took me 5 minutes to figure out how to do things with the layers. It's a little more advanced, or it's actually, I'd say, a lot more advanced than what you can do with than playing around with the Pixlr.com website. But when you learn the GIMP software, you're going to be able to do a lot of crazy things that you can't do with that web-based one I showed you with the Pixlr. So with that being said, this video again covered what you can do and how you can create thumbnails. I would suggest, again, everybody, if you're just starting off, you want to get something, go to this website, Pixlr.com. It's free, and just play around with it a little bit. And then, like I said, we were using in this video, we were using the Pixlr RX, and then, yeah, should be good to go. If you guys like the video, be sure to hit that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification to let you know when I upload videos to this YouTube channel, which hopefully for this series is quite a bit more, because I'd like to do some more stuff, to teach you guys, as well as teaches, like I said, what I'm doing this series for my kids and the siblings who want to start making YouTube videos. So, thanks for watching. Goodbye.